I am well. How are you?
You know I had to bring you in.
Hey, I appreciate it. It's a vibe.
I'm so excited to see you, beautiful.
Thank you. Me too. I'm excited to be here today.
Yeah, I'm so happy. So welcome to the Face Behind the Brand. I am your host, and you are the beautiful singer, songwriter, recording artist, Ayilla.
Yeah. We need some horns in here.
Okay, like girl, don't get me to hollering, honey, because I've been hollering for the last hour. You don't want me to holler. Okay, no. You picked the perfect day to come.
Talk about it, because it is what a day.
What a day, but what a beautiful thing. I think it's incredible what you're doing. Your sound is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Tell us what's going on in Oklahoma today, who you are. I know you're over there in Oklahoma, so tell me more about you.
Everybody, my name is Ayilla. If you don't know, I'm just an artist that's out here doing a lot of different things. I'm an entrepreneur as well. Here on Black Wall Street,
Yes.
Wall Street here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So right now, I'm just awaiting to see how the day goes.
I know.
As far as the election and all of that goes, we are a red state. So not Tulsa, though. Tulsa's blue.
Yes.
But everywhere else is red. So I think it's been tension everywhere. So it's kind of.
Well, I think it's interesting. We're not going to talk about it too long because it's all about you today, right? So, but yeah, I think it's very interesting, because you get some folks who are, and it's crazy. I just got this thing that came across my page. I get a lot of quotes. It says, "You are full of so much power." So I'm giving it to you. Okay.
Oh, I respect that. Thank you.
Yeah, we can't let certain people in right now. There's a lot of folks that don't want us to celebrate and honey and do all the things we do, but it's time. I will be heading to BevMo after this interview. No.
Right.
So, Ayilla, indie artist, you're a mommy, you're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
R&B, soul, neo, hip hop. WitchTape is the EP that you just dropped.
Yes.
So talk to me about motherhood first, because I want to congratulate you on your beautiful baby girl.
Thank you. It's such a blessing that she's healthy and just all the way where she needs to be. I think I was watching some videos the other day, and I'm just so grateful that I have a healthy child.
Yeah.
And I love motherhood, and she's great. Like, I love her. I really do. And it's hard to put into words until you experience it, and it's an everyday thing. So like one day it's you're learning something new, one day it's something kind of left, you know what I'm saying? But it's a constant new thing almost every day. So I think I love that. The Sag in me loves the new things every day. So so I love it. I love every bit of it. Yeah.
Well, congratulations again. You are a mommy and an artist. So talk to me about balancing everyday life, because you are planning right now. You are about to go on tour.
Yes.
So talk to me about how you gonna do that.
Yeah, my face just was like, whoa. Right. Luckily I have an amazing team, and they're helping put everything together as far as the back end stuff, bookings and flights and spots and locations. So really I'm blessed to have a team to where I can be an artist and be a mom. Because I think that a lot of people take for granted that team aspect, or they don't think that, I did it all by myself. And if you did, hats off to you.
Yes.
I would say you need a team out here.
Yeah.
If you want to be able to be the artist, you want to be able to be there for your family and stuff. So I think it's the team. I put everything on them as far as being able to wear all these different hats. And but I'm excited about it. I'm hitting up Atlanta, I'm hitting up LA, I'm hitting up New York, I'm hitting up Dallas and Houston. So if you're in any of those areas, go ahead and get your tickets now.
Yes.
Oh, they're running low. We are doing limited capacity. So
of course, yeah.
Right.
Tell me about the LA. I'm not in LA. I would say about an hour by flight. And tell me about what day is the LA tour?
The LA, I want to say, that's our last stop. So I think that's the 13th, if I'm not mistaken.
December, right?
Yes, December 13th. I should know this. I should have all the spots in my head.
Okay. You saved the best for last. You come to Cal. So I definitely try to make the December 13th. If there's tickets left, of course.
Yes. I mean, I'm telling you, we are cutting off at a certain point. So if you can get there, get there.
Get there. So let me ask you this. What was the first album? Because I like that you're doing vinyl. That is like unheard of. So you are re-emerging what a lot of people are not doing when it comes to vinyl. So what was the first vinyl album that you actually owned yourself?
The first one that I owned was actually very interesting. I found my vinyl player in I went to college in this super podunk town. So it was like this pawn shop that I found it in. And then the only black record on file was Nat King Cole. It was like a collection of them at that. So that's the first thing I ever had. I don't have a whole lot, but that's my number one. That's the first one I got. So that was pretty cool.
That's crazy. So let's talk about it then. The album, vinyl, WitchTape, Insecurities, You Lie, Murcielago, Idle Mind, and Worship the Sky.
Yes.
Okay. Talk to me about WitchTape.
Well, WitchTape really was inspired. The name of it, I'm kind of diving in and wanting to change the outlook of all this spirituality stuff that's going on. I think a lot of people who are really rooted in super religious beliefs kind of are intimidated by it, or are afraid of it, or are just questioning it. And I think I kind of want to change the narrative of that it's pretty much the same stuff. So that's kind of where the inspiration behind the title, and I'm diving into that myself. And I think the tracks are very melodic, very witch-esque. So a lot of manifesting a lot of where I am in my mind right now, or where I was when I wrote that. And yeah, it's just an expression of me. So,
well, I'm always into new sounds. I'm definitely into fan mail when it comes to talking about your sound. I could tell you, of course, I'm definitely a fan. I discovered you with one of your ads. I was just like, who is this? Okay, and I talked to her. So I want to say.
Sorry.
Absolutely. No, go ahead. What'd you say? We love you.
I love them in the comments as well. Shout out to everybody.
Yes, Ayilla. There was one we passed. Let me go back to that one because that's what I was about to go into some of the fan mail. I see, is it Chick Chinchilla said, Ayilla, girl, we love your music.
Yes, thank you. Love that.
And then my _Lena, yes, Ayilla, we love you. We love you. We love you. Ayla, your voice is out of this world, girl. So fan mail, You Lie. That's a big one off the track. From Victoria Nunez. She said she saw the song, she saw the ad, just like myself, on IG, and girl, have I been missing out on you. Man. She said, I swear I could have used your music a long ass time ago. You're the next one up, sis. God bless you. Conscious music.
Man, I love it. That's love. I love the love. I really do. And I swear, and I always say this, but they always hit me at the right when I need them, right when I'm feeling not even about my music, but just as a person, as we all go through our spells. And I promise, every time I get a message, it's always at the right time, right on time. And I'm just so grateful.
Well, I got one more for you.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, for Insecurities, because that's my one. I love all of them, but Insecurities, girl, that's my one. Okay, so this is Rebecca King. She says, this is one I needed. So talking about what you needed. She said, this is the one song that I needed. I love you. I thank you for helping others learn to love themselves.
Wow.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Man, speechless. I don't even because really my whole goal out here is to inspire and be able to take whatever people are, because everybody goes through stuff, And I think that's one thing I love about music is you can listen to a song and it can either take you out of whatever you're going through or put you in another place that you appreciate, love. And I just appreciate everybody that listens, really.
Absolutely.
you know, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you've come a long way. You know, I like to go backwards, circle back a lot when it comes to artists. You know, artist to artist, I'm always like, when we talked, I told you I like to dive a little deeper than just the songs we're hearing. I want to know who you are behind the music. And in 2019, you had another dope single, EP, album, I should say, Crazy As We Are, PLB, Miss Mary. You know, we all go through shit. Talk to me about how you've evolved, how this album, WitchTape, has evolved since that album in 2019.
Man, I love my evolution. I love all people's evolution. And I think it's really important that we understand people as artists, that they grow with their music, and I love the direction I'm growing with it. And as far as this sound that I wanted and envisioned in WitchTape, not that I didn't have it in the previous album, but I was growing, you know, I'm growing now. So
yeah,
I love the direction it went. It's that I envisioned as far as like this melodic sound. And shout out to my music engineer, Two Piece. He definitely helps me capture that sound. And and we've been rocking since the first project, really since my first song I ever dropped. And it's really cool because it's like the music and everybody that works in that studio, I feel like the music has grown with the studio. So we started like at this one spot, and like we had to turn the AC off, you know.
Yeah.
Off, you know, we got and then his space has moved. He's got a new microphone. He's got a new space to record in. So it's like I feel like the growth of the studio has matched the growth of the music. So I would definitely have to give a lot of that credit to Two Piece. We work very well together. So
yes, shout out to Two Piece. His sound is amazing. I can honestly say, you know, it's all of it, right? It's one sound, one band, one sound, right?
Right.
So talk to me about the music scene in Tulsa. Share with me about Fire in Little Africa.
Oh yes. We have so much talent here, y'all. I swear, Tulsa, Oklahoma is like in every aspect, not just music, but we're talking about music here. But I'm telling you, we have every sound you want. We have everything from like trap, hip hop. We have conscious hip hop. We have my sound. We have, and every person is a different reflection of that. And I think it's so cool. So as a collective, the Race Massacre, the annual day of that happening is next year, 2021. So a collective group decided to come together and create this project called Fire in Little Africa that I was blessed to be a part of. And it's just talent. We got so much talent here, and you'll hear it on that project whenever you get to from every side of the tracks. And it's just our reflection of what we experience by living here, and our story from the younger side of things, how we weren't taught anything about it hardly in school, and we lived here, you know. So as the world is awakening to it, so are we. But we carry this energy with us because, like, we're literally walking on dead bodies. Like, people don't know there's mass graves. They just found one, and it maybe hit the news, but
it's crazy
about it, you know. Not to mention the ones they don't talk about. So that's energy that we feel and we feed off of. And I'm telling you, when we were recording, we spent 1 weekend recording from sun up to sundown till the sun came up again. There were pictures of the people who survived it all on the wall surrounding us as we're recording in one of the studios, and it's like they're just like moving through us. It was a beautiful experience. But that energy is really powerful, and I think the artists are doing an amazing job of like capturing it and then letting it propel them forward separately and together. So it's really cool to be a part of.
I think it's amazing, absolutely amazing. And I think when we spoke, I talked to you about the energy. You know what I'm saying? I felt your energy through your music. I look for energy. You know, I wait for energy when I'm listening to a song. I want to feel something, and that's just, you know, it's not to be disrespectful to any musician, but I got to feel something. You know what I'm saying? So I felt in every song, I felt something. So talk about energy and inner peace, because I know that you definitely, you know, we all have been in the middle of 2020. We're talking about not one, but two pandemics. You have also, you know, you become a mother, you're going on tour, you released an album. Where do you find inner peace in order to maintain your steadfast spirit?
Man, I find peace in really the people around me really help me.
Mm-hmm.
The people I live with, the person I live with, my daughter,
Yes.
My friends.
Mm-hmm.
Those are people that help me find peace, because I'm a person that I wouldn't necessarily say I deal with long-term depression, but if people are, because people who do, I feel like vibrate for long periods low.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mine goes up and down, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll hit a boom and come back up. And I think
Yeah.
having the people around me, definitely, my fans help give me peace, and I think a car ride,
Yeah,
and some smoke.
yeah, yeah.
The studio, I find my peace in the studio. That's another big spot, because that's my therapy. The microphone is my therapist. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's really important. Everybody, make sure you're finding your peace, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's going on a walk or not going on a walk, whatever works for you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But those are a couple things that definitely work for me.
I like that when you, especially with the microphone, because it's someone I was actually doing an interview the other day, and I was sharing that I was literally discouraged by someone telling me that I couldn't heal myself, you know, and I'm not a doctor, but I am a singer and I can heal myself. I'm like,
Right.
Artists can heal themselves. Like, we can go and sing and feel better, you know, we can go and write and feel better, you know, and just the same way, like these people we're talking about, you know, you have made us and these fans feel better. So, you know, I find it interesting. Yeah, you could be going through something yourself, but putting other people on my mind, putting other people on your mind makes you feel better.
Absolutely.
You know, if that makes any sense.
It does. It's a very interesting paradox how, like, our pain, other people, their moments of peace, and vice versa. Yeah.
Absolutely. We were chosen. So talk to me about, you came in, you were talking about Black Wall Street. Give me a little bit of insight on that in Oklahoma.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Black Wall Street was a prominent community of Black people that had every business you could think of. Our city likes to make us think that it's this one street, but in fact, it's all over downtown. It was beautiful. You can walk in our downtown now, and they have little plaques on the ground that says the business and when it was burnt down and rebuilt and burnt down again because it happened twice. They don't talk about that. But basically, it was this horrible thing that happened, and they killed pretty much everybody. And but now it's something to be remembered. It's something to learn from. I think it's a great representation of where we should be again as Black people. And ownership is everything.
Yes.
And I think that when we've reached that level of ownership and entrepreneurship, that's our freedom right there, you know. That's it, period. Like, if you own your own things, can't nobody tell you what to do with it. Like, I've had a perfect example of that is I just opened a hookah lounge.
Yes.
It's called Love More, actually, and we're learning a lot in it, but with us learning, we're able to make the adjustments because it's our own space. You know, we can make the rules on who's allowed in, who can't come in, who wants to throw a show, who can't throw a show. If you want to throw a show, you can paint it whatever canvas you want to paint it, you know. So ownership is everything, and I think that spirit definitely lives in a lot of people around here. There's a lot of hustlers in Tulsa, so
I'm glad you brought that up, because that was my next. I was going to say, talk about the Hookah Line. So you already did that. So you are a business owner. You are an indie artist. So talk about ownership a little bit more, because there's a lot of folks that don't realize how important owning your own music is, and the publishing and the copyrights and the PROs. So talk to us about that for those who are watching who have never done this before.
It's everything, especially starting off. I feel like ownership is everything. If all money, I think Nipsey said it best, all money in. That's how I'm able to do this tour. All of our promo is all money in. It's had a couple on the tour. We've had some sponsorships. Shout out to Horton Records and TNT Wangs and Love More Hookah. Definitely some assistance. But either way, it's like up until that point, even it's still all money in, and half the tour still us, you know. So when you have ownership, you have your own direction that you can go with things. And people need to realize, as the artist, you are the most valuable thing, because the currency now is attention. And attention comes from your music and what you watch and what you listen to, and that really sways the direction of the dollar bill is attention. So
absolutely.
That being said, you are the most valuable thing. We are minding ourselves, you know, and if you're minding yourself, you own the ticket to yourself. So you need to make sure the price is right. And if somebody's offering you $1 million, how much are you really worth? So
come on.
Yeah. So
yeah.
And there are some situations where you can do business with people. For example, I got the opportunity to have a conversation with an artist that's out there, and at one point they were signed, and then they re-signed. So in that moment, that signing worked for him. It wasn't his rights, it wasn't his copyrights, but it was basically like a distribution deal in a sense. And in that moment, he needed that. And but now he's still independent and taking all the bread. So there's moments where you can work out that deal, but owning yourself allows you to work out the deal. So
yeah, because I talk a lot about this, Ayilla. I mean, like literally, and not to do it religiously, but just to like let people know, because there's people who are our generation behind us that just don't know. They're like, oh, I want to get signed. It's like, you know, so you know, and I used to be one of them. I'm like, I want to sign, I want to, you know, but it's like when I realized watching TLC and Tina Turner and all those movies, like, oh my God, they take your name though. Like your first and last name is no longer yours.
It's crazy how it works. If you don't know, when you sign, they give you that chain you're able to buy. That's a loan. Like, you have to pay back with your album sales, and if you flop, they can release stuff. So they could own you forever. You know,
forever.
If you allow that. So you really gotta. That's where that phrase "selling your soul." It's not so much like some creepy anything. It's like your name.
Yeah. So talk to me about, okay, so that would be one of them. So tell me if you could change anything about the industry besides that. What else would it be? What would you change if you could change one thing about the industry?
I would flip-flop what is like cultural for, like, I don't know how to say this. I would flip-flop what's popular, right? So I think what is popular is dope. Don't get me wrong. I think I'm not even going to name drop, but our image of our women, I think the chains and the guns and like that's cool because it is a reflection of where we are. But I would rather I wish everything was Nipsey, Lauryn Hill.
I know.
The narrative, I wish it was changed because that influences so much. But I think that's one of the things I would change. And I think the idea of what a woman should be in music, I would change that.
I like that. So you talked a little bit about depression and we also spoke about inner peace. I always, like I said, like to go a little deeper than just basic questions. Something that I discovered, I want to say a couple of years ago, was just the power of letting go. The words themselves, the letting go. So you already know, Ayilla, what I was gonna do. So talk to me when I say those two words, letting go. What does that mean to you?
Expectations, like those. When I hear letting go, expectations automatically, because expectations can be the death of you. I promise. So. I've learned so much from my relationships and experiences in them, of just the expectation to have of a person, or to even have of yourself, or to have of an industry, or to have of a restaurant, to have of anything. Like, you don't want to be let down. So letting expectations go is everything for me, especially like the expectation of a woman and how I should be perceived and how I should carry myself and who I should and what I should like. And it just creates this false identity. So, and then you got to let that go to find yourself. Right. And letting go is like a constant, it's like a circle. You got to constantly shedding. So bro, you got to have it. Yeah.
I like that. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Right.
Come on. That's facts. That is, facts.
Are you into affirmations?
I am. You know what? That's crazy. I really am. It's not that crazy, but
Yeah, I am big time. Yeah.
It's affirmations. I just was playing some while my baby sleeps. I'm about to start that. I started last night. That's why I said it's crazy. You said something. They have like 5-hour-long affirmation tapes that we both listen to while we sleep. So.
Oh my goodness! You just make me think I never done it while I slept. Bro, I might wake up a queen. You know, with a crown
on. Cut off when you sleep. Well, it's a lot easier for me too because I know that I'm doing it. Sometimes it's hard throughout the day to like throw in that tape when I'm running around, but when I'm sleeping,
that's something. I think I'm gonna try that tonight. Yeah, because I do affirmations a lot. I used to every day, like, you know, when I get up, you know, with my praying and just want to make sure my day goes right before I hit the telephone or look at the emails or whatever. But I started doing like from A to Z, right? So any word I think of, like A, you know, I am an achiever, you know what I'm saying? B, I am a believer, whatever makes me feel, you know, positive. And of course, sometimes in the midst, I will hear some negative words come in there too. And it's like, it's important not to repeat that word, right?
Man.
So yeah.
That's yang, right?
Yeah. Very, very powerful.
Yeah. I work on them. I have them in my window sometimes. I'll like write them out and put them in the window. Like I have altar and stuff I use. I do altar work sometimes. And
wow.
Have it on my...
I like that. So in your own words, how would you describe the music you typically create? We know, of course, it to be sultry and R&B, but how would you, in your own words, describe what you're creating?
I would just call it myself. Like I'm just creating.
Ayilla.
What'd you say?
I would say Ayilla.
Right. Yeah, really though, because really I'm creating this a part of myself and being a part of myself. One of the people in my head, that's what I call it. Ayilla is definitely an expression of that, and it's me. So my music is just a reflection of me, and it might be super sad one day, and it might be super happy, and it might be trap, and it might be chill, and it might be it might be a whole punk rock song to come out next with me. You never know. So
I love it.
So really, it's just a reflection of me and where I'm at, and that I couldn't put a genre on it, honestly.
Yeah, and I like that. I think because that's part of that creative control, right? Yeah. So many artists today are very entrepreneurial, entrepreneurial, like yourself. At what point do you think an artist needs a manager?
Great question, because I had one way early, and I wouldn't necessarily say I needed one at that time. But honestly, I don't know. That's a great question, because I wouldn't want someone to get one and not get it, because then it's like counterproductive. I'll say this though: whenever you do get a manager, whatever time that is, you're still got to do the work. You still got to do the back end. So I would say, whenever you find yourself booking a lot of shows, and I would say whenever you're ready to take that step, in maybe a tour, maybe you're booking a lot of shows, I would say maybe then. But just like I said, you still got to do work on the back end, and just make sure you communicate with your manager. Communication is key. You know the roles to play, and there won't be any expectations not met.
Yeah, I like that. So when you attend other artist shows, obviously pre-COVID, you know, when you would go to another artist's show, what are some of the things that you look for when you see an artist playing live, or what are you listening for?
Passion, stage presence. That's the thing. I'm big on stage presence. If I can understand you, people don't know this, but sound systems matter. Like, full sound check, y'all. Sound checks are everything. I've like refused. I won't perform in certain places just because I know the sound is like, it's better to sound great than okay and not, you know what I'm saying? Because that's your reputation. So, what else? Those are probably my main things. I listen to what you're talking about too, but I love all types of music. So I'm kind of on the spectrum, because in some music I'm like you shouldn't be rapping over your lyrics.
Right.
And other music, I'm like, okay, I get it. You know, so depending on the genre, I would say don't rap over your lyrics.
Yeah, yeah, it's important. I mean, yeah, because like, you got to be saying something, you know.
Right.
Substance is very important. And speaking of writing, you know, because a lot of people are not writers. Some people are, you know, very good singers and not good writers, or vice versa. They're good writers and not good singers. So what would you say are common traps for aspiring writers, someone who is a writer only?
I feel like, shout out to No Parking Studios in the building, by the way. It's a local art studio, dope, here in Tulsa.
Hello there. Look, hello there. Look, you know, see, I'm watching, but they go faster for me. I don't see them. They're like, okay, I see. Yeah, No Parking Studios said, what's up, Lock? Okay. Hello there. Welcome to the Face Behind the Brand.
Okay, I'm sorry. Do you mind repeating the question?
So I was saying, a lot of people, some people are writers, like you're both, you know what I'm saying? We're singer and songwriter. What are common traps for aspiring writers, people who are just writers only?
And by when you say traps, do you mean like something they should watch out for, basically?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure you get your credit. Like,
yeah,
credit. If they're paying for your service up front, you probably won't get put on the back end. So that's something to realize. Make sure that, like, if you are getting paid up front, you say, I'm getting paid this much now, but I do want my royalties. I want to be included in the BMI. Make a contract. Make it serious. If somebody like all up in their panties for making a contract, and you don't work with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's a business, and you don't want that song to go crazy, and then you not get anything for like ever. So that would be horrible. So just always give people credit when it's due, and make sure if you're the one that needs the credit, ask for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I see the Joshua Tree Foundation. That's actually, she's from Oakland. That's actually my cousin, her nonprofit organization. She said, sharp young lady that you are.
Thank you.
So if you could tell your younger self one thing about this journey, your younger self now, when you was 12, 13, 14, 15, what would it be?
I don't know. That's a great question.
I have a lot of them.
You do. Shout out to the brand, okay? I would say, what would I tell myself? I would tell myself, don't trip and go harder.
I like that.
Don't trip and go harder, because it's a lot of things that I would say in my past, not a lot, but there's things in my past that I'm like, why are you even tripping? You know, like, don't ever let anybody like take you out of your element of where you're going. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't get distracted with the little things. Here today, gone tomorrow. So
I thank you for saying that, because you're talking to me. You know, and again, being an artist, I mean, you experience a lot. People don't realize that. Like, I don't care what level you're on, you know, whether you're at the top of the chain, food chain, or like beginning or in the middle or whatever. It's just you get a lot of, I don't even want to call them out, like what they are. My cousin has a name for them. If you can remember, I know she's on here. She calls them something, but they're like, it's pretty much, it's like little, like when you say spiders or something, like they just keep, like, you know, and they're supposed to be there. What do you call them? Like gnats?
I call them gnats, because I should be like, why are you here?
They just keep coming. And I mean, even right before we were about to go on, and I could have like literally easily engaged, you know. I just,
because that's what they're there for, right? They're there for your engagement, and it's like,
so it could change your energy, right? It could change your whole energy. You could say, I can't do what I'm about to do, you know, but I'm just like, I've got this great person that's about to come on. And I know that's what it is. It's like, it tries to stop you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I laughed it off today. Thank you, Jesus. And here we are. So talk to me about protecting your brand. Your brand is crucial. So talk to me about your brand and never putting your brand in jeopardy.
Ooh, I would say with that, I would just say, before you can put your brand in jeopardy, or because you can do that all the time in 22.
Yes.
Say the wrong thing left or right. But I think it's more important to be like, to have a foundation and not be, if you say something crazy, but you know that it's true in your heart, don't let them talk. They're going to talk. So
yeah,
it's know your truth first, because
mm-hmm.
then there's way less of a chance that your brand can be put in jeopardy, because if you know your truth, then that's your truth. If your brand is your truth, then those other things are just opinions outside of it.
Absolutely.
I would say that's really important. Another thing is don't engage, right? Like, I think everybody always has something to say about something, and sometimes the best thing to do is not say nothing at all. Just watch everything unfold. Because man, I learned that quick on Twitter. Twitter is the spot where you like, it's just like, man, I'm only gonna tweet positive stuff. Like that's one of my new things I started. Like, it's so many times I've written something out, been like drafts. Yeah. Drafts, because it's I like that. Easy to get caught up in like the negative, right? Because there's so much. So just if it's negative, don't even speak on it. You know. Sometimes it needs to be spoken on, but when sometimes it's already getting spoken on, so it's like it's already understood. I feel like there's times to take a position, and there's times to just
be quiet.
That's all you can do, because it's already opinions out there. Sure, what's going on.
And no response is the best response, right?
And talk about it. Yes.
Because that's my thing. I always want to respond. I'm like, what did you say? But I'm not the kind of person that I don't clap back on things. I get it a lot. And it's like, I think it's funny, because I'm like, I'm not, like, who do these people think I am? But apparently you do think I'm somebody, because you feel the need to have to say something, to me. So I will respond in that retrospect. But usually when I do, I will take it to a whole nother place. Like I'll respond with a lyric.
Man, and leave them confused. They'd be like, wait, what?
Like the other day I responded, and I was like, Mary had a little lamb,
Her face was white as snow.
And she didn't say anything. It was like
that's hilarious. I'm about to use that.
Like, it's crazy. Like, yeah, you messing with, you crazy and I'm crazier. So go ahead and play what you if you want to,
Yo, oh my goodness.
So talk about the industry, because the industry it's a life industry, I should say. We know it could be obviously long term. You talked about, of course, you as a recording artist. We know that you can go into acting. You're beautiful woman. You can go into modeling, fashion. What's the most rewarding part for you so far?
I would say to know that, as far as my music goes, I would say to know that people are really listening and feeling what I have to say. I think is amazing, because like the comments that you read are the comments that I receive often, are just them really reaching out and telling me how to either help them through something, and that blows my mind every time I get one, because I'm like, wow, like I already know the power of music, but to like actually use it and use it for good, that's super rewarding to me. And then I would say just doing what I love is also really rewarding, because 9 to 5s is not it for me. I spent my time at the call center, and it was like,
me too.
Call rain check. That's my personal. I hate to say, that's my personal hell. Like, I spend every day there. So doing what I love is the opportunity to do what I love is. I'm forever grateful.
So if you weren't doing what you love, which is the music, what would you be doing?
I can't even speak on that.
You're like, off the record. No. Next question.
I can't even entertain that.
Good. I like that. You're supposed to be, you are living in your gift, and
that's a blessing. I would
That's an affirmation too, Ayilla, that I say every day. Like, make room for my gifts. Make room for all my gifts.
I like that. I like that. That's beautiful.
So what advice would you give to a would-be artist, songwriter, singer, hip-hop artist that want to follow in your footsteps?
I would just say do it. Like, don't waste any time. Get your recording stuff. Learn how to record. Get with a producer. Don't have that. Go do those. Go get out on the stage as much as you can, even though they're not really happening as much. But find open mic. Post whatever you're comfortable doing. Like, do that. But also, don't be afraid to get out your comfort zone, because I noticed, like, for me, I was able to jump on a lot of open mic stages.
The Situation. Shout out to Cypher 120. Those are local spots, and that's how I was able to find my sound. Because when I tell you, in the game, a full rapper when I first started, I was a rapper. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing else. And I started getting on these stages and really feeling myself. And I'm not a rapper anymore, obviously. Well, you're a lyricist, though.
I am.
That's the difference.
That's where that comes from, is really having that opportunity to get on open mics and do ciphers. And
you are a bona fide lyricist. Like, a lot of people can't move around with their words like that, and you can hear it. Like, I'm like, I think she's and this is before I even knew what you're saying. I'm like, she is a lyricist, like, all day long, So, so I got one for you, a deeper one. What would you do if fear was not a factor and you could not fail? What would you do? Name something you would do if fear was not a factor and you could not fail.
I could not fail. I would skydive for sure.
Why did I say that? I would jump out of a plane.
I would jump out of a plane. I would just go do crazy stuff.
Yes.
If we're not talking music, I'll just
jump.
Go do
I like you.
I don't know. For me, I try to not have fear anyways. I mean, fear exists. To pretend that it doesn't would be a bit facetious. But I try to live like it doesn't. So I would say, music wise, I just hop on any stage. I'd hop in every cipher. If I couldn't fail, I would be in every back room cipher.
Girl, it would be crazy.
I can freestyle a little bit, but I'm not like Lamar level, so
yeah. But you at the Ayilla level though. So,
I am. Yes.
So I like that.
Ciphers for sure. If I couldn't fail.
Yeah, I like that. So who would you like to collaborate with?
Willow Smith. I would love to collaborate with Willow Smith.
Oh, yeah, she's amazing.
She is. I would collaborate with her, Lauryn Hill, the Erica, of course, Solange, Beyonce. I mean, there's a long list of women, especially. Men, I would love to do something with Kendrick or SZA. Who else? I would do something with like Sir. I like Sir. I like Smino. I would love to work with Smino. I got we could just keep going.
Some amazing artists. Yeah. And so what's next for Ayilla? What is next? I know the tour is next, but what's next that we don't know about?
Next.
That you could tell us.
I don't even know yet, honestly. I just keep making music right now. Personally, I've been saying I'm gonna start working on beats, but I started pretty much yesterday. So that's been fun. So I want to be able to create every aspect of my music. I think that would be dope. And then obviously I'm always making new music, so it might be a project, it might be a single. I have stuff already done that I could pull from. So I don't know. It just depends how the tour goes. I know I want to do another tour already. I'm already thinking that in my mind. So maybe a tour. So yeah, I'm excited.
Well, add the Bay Area to your list.
Okay. I sure will.
You got LA, but LA is 7 hours from us. So at the Bay, so Oakland, San Francisco.
I got it.
And we will definitely come. In closing, I want to say all your songs are absolutely incredible. And I know a lot of times people say, oh, well, there got to be one song. Every song I've heard, it's incredible. A lot of it, of course, is you, obviously, your lyrics, the sound. you know, your producer, engineer. And again, say his name is Two
Piece.
EECE, right?
Yeah. EECE. Correct.
Amazing producer. That totally gets you, because it's meshing, and it's like it's beautiful. And I think that's very important, to have that, like a person that really gets you and not just making beats and pop it, you know.
That's everything. Producers are everything.
Yeah. So let's see. Rule _ Shayla Shay said insecurities is tough.
Yes.
Yeah. That's my one. Insecurities. We came in with insecurities, so I'm gonna leave you guys out on insecurities. Tell us where we can find everything. Your Instagram, your music, everything.
Instagram is AYILLA. I should be the first one that pops up. Music is on every streaming platform. I have videos out on YouTube. Coming to a city. So
in the new economy.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Yeah. Okay, so concerts. The first one is the 7th.
7th, yes.
Okay.
That's sad. I don't know. It's one of the spots. It's on my flyer.
So you got blessings going out. We got the Joshua Tree Foundation. Blessings be upon your life.
Yes, I receive it.
And Rule Shayla Shay again. Okay, KK, because she will probably be there on that day. Okay. Yes. So on the 7th, December 7th, Ayilla's tour starts. I'm going to take you guys out with Insecurities. I want to say thank you to you, because you have been wonderful. Yes. I heard the baby crying in the background.
Yep, that was her.
That means she's ready for mommy now, and not who's been taking care of her. Who said Rue Shayla Shay said Dallas is December 7th. Is that right?
Hey, yes, that's correct. Sorry.
Okay. That's all right. They know, they your fans, girl.
Right. So, they knew.
I appreciate you.
Peace, everybody. Y'all. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.